Good looking Pete. Story so far. We'll be travelling from Liverpool to Conway on Roy's yacht. Very nice clean yacht, but the main thing on boats and yachts you need is an engine that actually works. This engine got us 2 miles up the Mersey and then decided to start missing, sputtering, hunting. Seemed like it's a fuel problem, it's a diesel. So they've gone to get a couple of fuel filters. We're going to bang them on and see how we go, and then start trying to find out exactly what's up with it. As you've seen in the other video, we were doing about 1.5 knots against a 5 knot tide coming back in. We weren't expecting to be coming back in, we were expecting to be going out with the tide, which would have took us out at about 10 knots. Luckily it calmed down a bit by then. It was getting near low tide, and we had to come back. Now here where we are is Brunswick Marina, and the lock gates on the other end of the marina down there, you can't see them, I'll show you later on. The lock gates close at 2 hours after high tide, then you can't get back in, which isn't very good because you don't want to be out in the River Mersey. There's not really anywhere to, you certainly can't drop an anchor there, and there's not many places to moor. We got in with 2 minutes to spare, so it was 2 minutes to 8 when we got back in. We were very, very lucky. If not, we would have had to wait till 5 o'clock in the evening, which is for 9 hours, almost 9 hours. Didn't fancy waiting out there for 9 hours, but anyway, we've got back in, so we've got to fix what the problem is now. Please check your bolts before you go out, check them properly, and then check them again, and then if you're not even happy, check them again, because you know, good looking pizza prepper. And luckily we got the Yamaha engine going, as you seen in the other video, because without that I don't think we would have got back in, because the tide coming past the lock gate was coming out, coming past about 5 knots, and like I say, the engine on itself would not have held it there. But with the Yamaha, no problem whatsoever, we got back in. So it's just a matter of getting all the rest done and sailing again. Hopefully Wednesday we're going to be doing it. It's a 50-mile trip. We probably could have done it without the diesel engine, and maybe, I think we probably would have. We would have managed it with just the Yamaha for emergencies. But today there is no wind out whatsoever. I know they said it's 5 or 6. I'd put it more like 1. It's certainly not sailing weather, not one little bit. And we needed to sail for the 50 miles rather than using a, well, I wouldn't, I'd advise anybody against trying to use an outboard for a start, especially unless it was at least a 15, 20, 25 horsepower. This is a 3.5. It's only meant for a dinghy, but it actually did push this boat along and kept us going with the tide, against the tide. We weren't going backwards anyway. So just make sure you've got everything ready. Like I say, the sat nav GPS, that's working now. He said he had tried out the depth gauge, and when we put that on, that was US, not United States, useless, not working. It's just one of the things, you need to check all these things over and over again. Doesn't matter how clean your boat is, if them basic little things aren't right, you don't want to be going out, and you certainly don't want to be going out into one of a very busy shipping lane in England, which is the Mersey, because you've got 5 ferries there. You've got ferries going across the Mersey. Ferry across the no, you've got ferries going across the Mersey, and they're quite quick. You've got the Stena to Belfast, that's Liverpool to Belfast. That is a very, very fast ship, 470 feet long. You don't want to be in the way of that. And you've got an Isle of Man one there, I think there's another one. There's 5 anyway altogether that you've got to watch out for. Just get it right so you're not going in and out when they're coming in. You shouldn't have any problem. The locks at Brunswick Marina, not impressed one bit. First time I've been in a lock, not impressed one bit. It doesn't help that, like I say, this is such a massive river. You're not going out into one of the Norfolk Broads or anywhere like that, down south or anywhere like that. You're actually going into one of the major rivers that's got, must have 50 other rivers coming into it, so there's a hell of a lot of water coming down here. And when you open them lock gates, you're told that there is a little bit of a tide that may pull you one way or the other, depending which way it's going, and it did pull you. So you've, for the first timers, make sure you've got somebody with you. It will catch you unawares. It didn't catch us, but it will catch some people unawares, and I dread to think what would happen. Same as coming back. We had a little problem coming back. Like I say, we were coming back. The onboard engine, which is down here, 1 knot, I reckon we were getting out of that. It was going up and down, and it's actually going less than tick over speed at some stage. If it was doing RPMs, I would have said it was down to about 250 RPM. I think even this engine should be running at least 600 RPM, whereas your standard car's about 1,000. So with that, and we had the Yamaha going as well, we were just holding against the tide outside. Now, it took a hell of a long time for them gates to open. I think 50 minutes altogether. I don't know why they took so long, especially when we only had 10 minutes to spare. So I mean, we called them up at, it must have been about 10 to 7, and it was 10 to 8 when we managed to get back to the entrance of the lock gates. And like I say, at 5 miles an hour, there's not a lot of hanging around there. And then we were told that somebody was coming out. Fair enough. Now, we told the lock gate man that we didn't have an engine, basically. If the engine had stopped then, we wouldn't have got back in, simple as that. With the Yamaha very much doubt on its own we would have got back in. We told the gate man that, and he insisted letting the other one out, fair enough. But then the other one come out, which was a pleasure boat, motorboat, wasn't a sailboat, about 10 people on it. And I did notice that the nice man from Liverpool was seemed to be screaming his head off, "Get out of the way." Well, you got no, well, I'm sorry, I don't swear very much, but you haven't got any bloody engine. You can't get out of the way. Now, we should have been first in there, not him, because he only had, what, 350 horsepower to manoeuvre out of the way, and we weren't within 150 yards of him. So I think if a man with 350 horsepower in a motorboat can't stay around a 25-foot yacht in distress, it's a sad state of affairs, but that's the way we are these days. People aren't bothered, and maybe he wasn't bothered because he wasn't told by the lock gate man to watch out, because the lock gate man was 50 feet away on his ivory tower, 200 feet high, and he could see exactly what trouble we were having, going round in circles. That's all we could do, because if we would have come in with the tide, we would have hit the lock gate walls without a doubt. You had to go against the tide to actually get safely into it, and it was a very, 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 very small lock for even a 25-foot boat. Now the one next to us, which is 42-foot Bayliner, well again, 500, 600, 700 horsepower, no problems whatsoever. But if his engine goes, he's going to be in worse doo-doo than we were. So that's about it up to now. Just watch yourself on boats. They're great while they're running right, but if you don't get everything right, or if something goes wrong, which you can do, you can be in big trouble. But try and have backup plans. I mean, luckily, alright, we had a dinghy, it's around somewhere. We had a dinghy hanging off it, but I don't think I want to be in the Mersey in a dinghy, even with the Yamaha, because it is a vicious tide out there. That's about it. Wednesday, once all this lot's right, we'll show you the full trip. and I assure you it will be a beautiful trip, and everything will be right, because you learn by your mistakes. Try not to make mistakes in the first place, but you have to learn sometimes by your mistakes. And we've learned these few things now. It's a new boat. Roy had never been out in it. He'd been around here in the marina, and that's about it. But in the marina you can't test them. There's no way you're testing an engine full throttle forward, especially when it's tied up off in reverse. So all these things are going to catch you out. Even the sail drivers that had only been put on 2 days ago, so that needed testing properly in case there was any problems with it. Seemed like the sail driver was working alright. It definitely was a fuel problem, but we'll fix it. There's no doubt about that. Everything can be fixed. If a man makes it, we can fix it. You can fix it. Read up a little bit on little things that could go wrong, because things do go wrong. Could be done. It's a jinx. That's only a joke. So, second chance sailing. Good looking Pete. Thumbs up, thumbs down, totally up to you. Share if you will. See you soon.